Okay, looks like it's going... Nope. Are we good? I think we're good. Says it's good. Let me just double check. Okay. I think it's fine. Welcome back, young lions. Tell me, were you able to put your techniques to good use? When faced with an enemy who can attack from distance, simply raining arrows upon him is wakeful and dangerous both. Battles would be naught but more a contest of strength. By employing the appropriate technique, however, one may bring down one's foe with greater ease and fewer arrows. For instance, you may choose to prime your weapon well and strike hard, or employ toxins to sap your strength over time. On the assumption that has dawned upon you prior to the fall of your 16th target, I congratulate you on passing the trial. Lay, Severi, what is your honest evaluation? Not bad if you ask me. The adventurer pulls a good bow, and is enthusiastic besides. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Lay Alifad. This is my second year at the guild. It's quite plain that you have a talent with the bow, but you must take care to mind your surroundings when you're pursuing a target. I had my eye on you for the duration of the trial. Not once did you notice my presence. Mind your surroundings. That is rich coming from you. Your every movement is wasteful, adventure. Your back is crooked, your elbows misaligned. It takes you an age to prime your bow, twice as long to loose an arrow. In summary, you fail on all accounts. You've no talent as an archer, none whatsoever. I shall say it plain, Lacane. This man is not fit to wield a bow. For our sake and his, we should revoke his membership. As I've always said, outsiders can scarce be expected to understand, never mind master our noble art. We waste our breath trying to teach his like. Well, allow me to introduce you to Civilar, our comrade at the butts. The fellow was once one of the gods' quiver, you see. He'd be a little opinionated when it comes to archery, but you mustn't pay him any heed. He's like that to everyone. You'd be lucky to get much sense out of that fossil-brained wildwood Elzen like him at the best of times. With them, it's always 12's wood this and elementals that. No offense intended. God taken, Lay. I know full well what some of my kind can be prideful to excess and intolerant of other races. Although people may hold the same object, ever will they see different things. There is no right or wrong to it. It is a question of perspective. What matters is the perspective we choose to adopt. You are possessed of bright eyes, Lions. Eyes that bespeak great understanding. They shan't lead you astray, so trust them into what they see. Go now, and assume your training. I look forward to marking your progress when we meet. Thank you. What do we got? Grab that. Okay, so what do we got first? Passing muster. I need equip your head, body, hands, and legs, and feet. Heads 5, body 5, 6, 5. Then yeah, we're good. So we get that. But I should probably go knock that out. What's that? You've been cleaning milestones. Why, thank you. With all the chores I need to be doing around here, I was afraid they'd be left to get even filthier. It's not just they're an eyesore, by the way. In that state, the creatures around here are wont to lay their eggs on them. As to why, I can only assume they prefer nesting trees that are in short supply these days. Be as it may, we can't have monsters hatching from roadside signs. These paths are dangerous enough as is. There's a sprinkling of stink brew keep the beasts away. Did you hear about the amount of Hertzmill? Apparently Opa Opa crept into her stores and made off with her tiny beans. Ordinarily, Opa Opas won't go near them, but with their foul odor and even fouler taste, but food has become scarce of late. Truth be told, a good many of us glad to be rid of the stench. Still, I can't stand to see Dementa so dispirited. Did you track down those thieving Opa Opas and recover the Mutuni beans? I told 6 bags were taken all told. Dementa is well respected by all the women in Hertzmill, so it would do you well to earn her favor. So be polite, smile, and don't interrupt if she goes off on one of her tangents. Hertzmill is just north of here. You're like to run into Opa Opas on the way. With luck, you'll be even able to counter the bean thieves themselves. So what made me want to make an alt? I don't know. It's been a while since I was last playing the game, and I just kind of felt like I want to go to the story again. If you want work, I am an even adventurer willing to dirty his hands. No, I did not speak of dark deeds. I mean only to have you deliver something. I myself would not dare venture deep into Twellswood, but you seem to be more capable of defending yourself. My colleague Gillian will furnish you with an item in question and provide you all the necessary directions. Should be somewhere behind the stables, supervising the field hands. Well, I got all the way to... Where did I get? I did most of Shadowbringers. Trying to remember. Again, it's been so long, I don't remember. And I had, like, most classes to, like, 60. I don't remember quite where I was in the plot. If you got a mind to make yourself useful, why don't you call some militants here for us? We train a lot of chocobos here, see, and the young ones go wild when they get a sniff of a Mightland. Might even throw some even throw their bloomin' riders. Let me tell you, it ain't easy training a chocobo when he drops on your head every time she sees a shadow. We've been getting nowhere with the birds lately. If you get rid of a few Mightlands, we'll be in your debt. Okay, cool. I want to say I was... It was shortly after the end of Shadowbringers. Yeah, I was kind of in the post story of that. But I think like right after you defeat the Warrior of Light. Again, it's been so long, so I don't remember names of stuff, so I'm sorry. I just remember the Warrior of Light battle was probably like the last thing I did storyline-wise. It's been about a year now. It's been about a year, almost a year since I last played.
I don't know about streaming.
Yeah, I would say it's been about like a year since I last played. So I've kind of forgotten a lot. Thank you for your help. We can finally get back to training the young birds. Chocobos are skittish by nature, see, and training takes a deal of patience. I'll make the task any easier that soldiers and adventurers tend to ride. I haven't forgotten how you helped us with the Mitlands. Speaking of which, if you got a time to spare, could I trouble you to gather some applets? You can find them living in the tangled undergrowth near Blessed Bud. But don't be surprised if your presence attracts a starving ladybug or two. They're quite fond of the Weevilkin, you see. When you gather the aphids, deliver them to Captain Gultrit over at Etot Spire, and tell him Three Speak Stable sends its regards. I don't know, I was in the mood to just start over from scratch. It's a lot of progress I lost, but I didn't delete the character, so all that stuff is still there, but... Well, I'll be. You'll have finally found someone willing to lend a hand. Grab one of those burlap sacks over yonder atop the crate. Aye. Ain't the most convenient location to be sure, but where else can we store that stinking shite? Nowhere a visiting customer can catch a whiff of, that's for sure. Deliver it to Dolonel down by the Blessed Bud. That's west of here, in case you were wondering. Seems our conjurer friend takes his garden pretty bloomin' seriously. Okay, we grab that. Odor. So what I think it is? Give you the sack. Praise the elementals. I cannot thank you enough for your kindness. The bounty of chocobo manure shall nourish the plants and ensure the continued growth. Please relay my sincerest thanks to Vion. I'm gonna butcher like all these names. Upon your return to Treespeak Stables, in a word of advice, wash your hands quickly, lest a cloying stench of feces linger. I will say the one thing I do miss already are all my mounts. But at least that'll give me an excuse to do some of the other content again. Welcome back, friend. And I gather from the smell that the task is complete. Oh my, did I neglect to inform you of the sect's contents? I cannot apologize enough. It certainly explained why you agreed to help when countless others turned their noses up at the idea, so to speak. Well, what's done is done. Please accept this for your troubles, along with my thanks. What's that? You have something for me. There you go. Outfits from Bodwine. That is interesting. That is indeed a blessing. What use have we for far outfits, you ask? Why, for their oil, of course. There's not better for maintaining your weapons. Were it not for your timely delivery, I've been forced to send a sentry to replenish our dwindling supplies. I have to thank Bodwine personally. Thanks to you as well, friend. Lions, just a fellow. Our efforts on behalf of the Tree Speak stables mark you out as genuine talent. If you have confidence in your battlecraft, perhaps you'd agree to help us in our fight against the Ixal. According to reports, Ixal scouts have been sighted by the river due west of here. Though the area is uninhabited, it borders Tree Speak stable and Blessed Bud. We mean to drive them off before they can threaten our people. If several of our scouting parties were to be summarily dispatched, it might give the leader cause to doubt the wisdom of their plan. Select 2 Ixal dull talons, 2 Ixan lost wings, and 2 Ixal slow beaks. Show them the price they must pay for setting foot in our territory. Oh no, did it crash again? Oh, come on. 1 second. Why are you showing me that? That actually kind of sucks. Fuck. Well then, I don't know where that cut. So that's fun. Really? It was bloody work, but it had to be done. Your servant Gridani will not be forgotten. Thanks to you, we now have the time to plot our next move. We must muster our forces and take the battles of the Birdmen and consolidate our defenses before they return. I must needs consult with the commander. Can't mess with you, so we're just gonna run right by. To an Ixa, did ye? Bloody birds will think twice before coming near our hamlet. The Ixa once dealt with 12s with, long ago they woke the green wrath and were driven out. Needless to say, they weren't best pleased with the Gridanians took their place here. In fact, it's none other than this resentment that what kindled their hatred for us. But I suspect I'm boring you. By defending the hedge tree, you've once proven yourself a friend to Hertzmill. If you spare a moment, I'd ask you to speak with the others in the hamlet. Many of us could use a hand, and I could think of none better than to assist them. Okay, so let's grab that. Suppose there's nothing to be done. What's that, young man? You have something for me? Give you these. I'm missing bags of mutuni beans. But how? You didn't track down those wretched Opa-Opos, did you? I had all but given up hope that you would arrive, but with these beans I can make enough mutuni tonic for everyone in Hertzmill. As long as I have enough microchew leaflets to flavor it, there should be no complaints. Speaking of which, my son drank unflavored mutuni tonic the other day. One of his friends challenged him to do it, he said. You know what? He drank the whole cup in one great gulp, without making so much as a face. He grows stronger, braver by the day, the very hour. Either that or my secret recipe is rather more delicious than I imagine. Now that I think about it, a good many people have described the taste as unforgettable. Oh dear, if I'm to make this much Mutani tonic, I'm going to need more microchew leaflets. Never mind, could you be so kind to fetch me 4 leaflets from the microchews outside the hamlet? Open up a fresh batch of Mutoni tonic, you see, and it's a lovely drink, absolutely bursting with nutrients and goodness. I'll have you know I always drink at least 1 cup a day. I'll ask few people share my passage for healthy living. Truth be told, most won't touch this up, but not unless you add microchew leaflets anyway. Apparently the taste and smell are too distracting or some such nonsense. But listen to me prattling on like an Ishgardian priest. She'll stop talking and start stirring. I'll just stand there, dear. Run along and fetch me those leaves. The batch will be ready soon. It'd be such a shame if no one would drink it but me. Alright. How long have I been? I haven't even been going 30 minutes. It already feels like I've been gone in like an hour. Oh, you're back. Did you manage to find the microchip leaflets I asked for? And give me 1 second. Yeah, here you go. Let's see, that's right. That's 4, all right. Such a lovely scent. Now you've gathered only the 4 I asked for, but not 1 more, yes? I know I shouldn't have to ask, but these days more and more people forget to take only what they need. If we're to live in harmony with the woods, we must respect life and remember what it means to take it. Never be wasteful. Know the value of life and know the value of our time here in the world. That's why I always live my life to the fullest, wasting nary a moment and nary a word. Nay, not so much as a single one. Remember, if you mean to remain within Twelveswood, you must ever be mindful to show respect and gratitude to the forests and the elementals. You know, you remind me of my son. He's a good boy, but sometimes forgets what it means to be a Gridanian. Just the other day, I caught him and his friends throwing matuni beans at each other. To say I'm terribly cross. Who wouldn't be? And all set to give them a memorable scolding when I noticed they were playing teams, and that my son was leading the winners. I know I shouldn't have been proud. When I saw the way he marshaled his troops, by which I mean his friends, so clear to me, he was a born leader. Where was I? Ah, yes, you see, later that day I was cooking dinner, and he was quite without prompting offered to wash the vegetables. He's such a good boy, you know. Okay, so we take this, more defense, and we take this, there we go, even though I like the eye patch more. Pardon me, good sir. Might you be an adventurer of whom Edbert speaks so highly? If you could but spare a moment. I never thought myself a proper girl, but men rarely give me a cause to believe otherwise. Yet lately I've been the recipient of several gifts. Sparkling jewels and fine silks, which a prouder maid than I would surely swoon, all from an anonymous admirer. Naturally, I was flattered, but I knew nothing of my mysterious benefactor. And so I endeavored to seek him out, only to discover that he is none other than Elbert, an infamous rogue wanted for countless robberies in Gridania. I realize now that all his presents were taken from others, and I have unwittingly won the affections of a dangerous criminal. But that is not all. With his latest gifts came a request. He insists we meet him in the woods outside Hurst Mill, where he intends to present me his most precious gift. I'm at a loss, I beg you, good sir. Do not go in my stead. I wish to only be left in peace, but I fear a man such as he might be driven to violence when made to hear such words. I pray no harm comes to you. far not. I give thanks that you're unharmed at least. Letter for me? My dear Samara, I pray this letter finds you well. I know my gifts were sudden and many, but I hope they were to your liking. Seeing you for the first summer of your womanhood, I could restrain myself no longer. My thoughts have been only for you these past many moons. What gifts might bring you happiness? Yet to see you smile from afar is not nearly enough. I long to live together with you in Hertzmel, that would bring me greater joy. I'll give you a grand garden, filled with white chamomile you love so. But such dreams can never come true. My crimes are known and will never be forgiven. The most I can hope for is for you to know my heart, that you grant me a measure of peace, and so, if it does not cause you distress, I would write to you again. Yours ever, Albert. Thank you for bringing me this letter, Lyons. His most precious gift. I understand now. How did he know my favorite flower? Albert... No, it can't be. Anyway, we must return to the presents to the rightful owners. I know I'll not erase this Albert's sins. Perhaps the 12 will view him more kindly. Forgive me this final request. Could you go to Gridania and speak with the woman named... Mion? You'll find her in the Caroline Canopy. Tell her that all that transpired here today, she'll know what to do. So I think that's it, right? Yeah, we're all done here. Let's just go ahead and return to New Gridania.
Ice cream sandwiches.
Huh? A message from Maria of Hertzmel, you say? I see. So, Albert, you fool. I'll deal with stolen goods, worry not. Yes, I know of the boy and his family. He once lived in this very town. One day he stole a handful of chamomile seeds from an influential merchant in the Ebony Stalls, you see. The boy had a sister. Chamomile was her favorite flower. Seeking only to make his sister happy, I doubt he grasped the gravity of his act. Regardless, his parents felt that he had brought terrible shame to the family, and so they disowned him. Cast out of hearth and home, he grew desperate. And those who only think of survival think little of law. A common enough tale, perhaps, but no less tragic for it. And now you know the truth. The sister Albert loved so dearly is Amaria. Maria was too young to remember when Albert left, so her parents decided to conceal his existence. However, word of the boy's banishment soon spread, and her parents were forced to move to Hertzmel to maintain the fiction. But now, Amaria surely heard rumors of her long-lost brother. Though a gentle girl like her would never question her parents' honesty, whatever faint memories she once may have had are long gone, but Albert never did forget Amaria. Despite the danger, I suspect he now keeps close to Gridania, refusing to leave his beloved sister a second time. I'll send Amaria some chamomile seeds by way of thanks for helping us to recover the stolen goods. If only it were that simple as returning them to the rightful owners. Sadly, Albert's crimes will not be so easily forgotten. Perhaps by the time these seeds have sprouted and flowers bloomed, he will find a new path. An errand for that glutton of a Lullafell. Alright, past this gate and to the west you'll find Treespeak Stables. If memory serves, the iron shaft of yours looks like the kind they use in chocobo burgles. Broadwine would be the fellow to ask about that, of course. Looks like he looks after the chocobos there, you see. It could well be that he needed that snaffle. That damn thing gone this time. I was looking for a chocobo. The one of the birds is becoming a proper bloody handful. No, it's a snarfle for our birdle that I'm after. Burger's gone and vanished, see? Our snaffles are made special, see? To fit each chocobo's beak. So like replacing even a tiny snaffle like the one in your... Bugger me, is that... That is the self-same one that we lost. Why is it sticky? Are these teeth marks? Stranger, I don't know what foul beast gob you found these in. What providence delivered you. The hero that slew it to me here today. You have my deepest thanks. To sheer snaffle, I can finally get back to training that yellow-feathered menace of mine. Take this with my thanks. Okay, so now we got foot graze. Binds target. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that one, but that's fine. Let's go back into town because we now have the level 10 archer quests we can do. Pleases me to see how you've grown as an archer. Plainly, you have taken my counsel to heart and learned to see with your own eyes. I would now have you discover what it means to behold things from a different standpoint. You recall Alafaf, one of our seniors at the guild. I've given you over to her care for this lesson. Speak with her and do as she bids. I've been expecting you, Lions. Shall we get on with it then? First, a quick review. Remember how the Bellmaster said you had to seek out and destroy targets hidden throughout the city? I'd like you to do the same. This time, however, you need to venture outside the gates. I'm sure you realize by now, but there's no guarantee of safety within the 12's Wood. As you search, take care to mind your surroundings. You won't have the luxury of focusing solely on your quarry this time. You have to keep your eye peeled for potential threats as well. That said, your objective is to destroy the targets alone, so avoid unnecessary combat and maintain a safe distance from any hostile creatures you encounter. Should you come under attack, take it to your heels, risking direct confrontation only if you can't outrun your pursuers. Targets are hidden in the central shroud. As before, use heavy shot technique to destroy each one with a single arrow. Right, that's easy enough. Central Shroud. Actually, I should also keep an eye out for the mushrooms, right? Because I think... Okay, that should give me that. Okay, so there's one more somewhere. There it is. A soothing sound. One day I shall build a home by the river. What? Who are you? Say the sergeants look for me. How long have I been here? What the hell is it now? Stand aside. I must make haste. Okay, so there should be one more somewhere. There you are. Can you not see I'm attempting to become one with nature? Leave me be, good sir. What? Sergeant isn't you? Matron's teeth. I better get back before she makes her boot one with my backside. Have you come to train? Here you go. Huh, not a new recruit. Then, the origin shells I ordered from Maryland to requisition. See, he's learned to delegate authority if nothing else. Now I have these carapaces, I can set my recruits some specialized drills. They're already adept at hitting a target, of course, but they need to practical knowledge of exactly where a monster like a Yorzin is most vulnerable. Thanks to your efforts, I have no doubt they will fare rather better against the creatures when called upon. You should be proud of yourself. Both Day and Bandok are safer for your help. Thank you, Lion. All the initiates are now present and accounted for. It's always the same, you know. A handful of recruits invariably lose focus on a short while after being assigned to a new unit. The new rush of tension and excitement wears off, and the strain from constant drills begins to show. Reprimanding them isn't always the best solution, though. I think I have their morale to think about. After all, still, I give them a quick blast for good measure. What can I say? This is one battle I'm not afraid to fight. Okay, so that's the main story. We don't want to do that one just yet. Let's go ahead and return. Well, you made short work of those targets, I must say. Seems you learned how to seek your prey without being preyed upon. Let's continue then. I have a mind to give you more practical experience, but received a request just recently which I think will provide the perfect opportunity. Seems tree slugs and vultures have been congregating in ever-increasing numbers in the vicinity of the honey yard, causing no end of trouble for the locals. We've been tasked with culling the beast. The request comes directly from Stillglane Fane. When the wood whalers and God's Quiver cannot spare the forces to attend to such matters, the conjurers often turn to us for help. For you ask, there's a good reason why they would rather not see to this particular task themselves. The creatures in question possess abilities which can cause problems for the magically inclined. But that's quite enough about conjurer troubles. Kane taught you how to discern an enemy's key traits, did she not? Well, now you'll need to do it while maintaining situational awareness, lest you be overrun. Consider this a comprehensive review of her lessons of my own. Your orders are to follow. Head out into the East Shroud, and there put down 8 tree slugs and 8 vultures, using all your skills as an archer. Good hunting. Alright, that's easy enough. I want to go to the Lancer Guild. I'm assuming that until he takes damage, right? Yeah, so the second he takes any damage, that kind of like removes that. That's not bad. That was the wrong target. Just a little bit more. Maybe actually, after I finish this class quest, I might call it. I love when that happens. Okay, go to Archers Guild. There we go. Judging by your smug expression, I say you acquired a feel for maneuvering to exploit enemies' weaknesses while covering your own. Vultures are wont to keep their opponents at wing's length, and their attacks will send you flying. The solution is simple: maneuver to the rear. Tree slugs, on the other hand, have an annoying knack of disrupting spellcasting with their secretions. As such, you do well to keep the creatures away from any mages in your party. Needless to say, good positioning is the key to success in battle, which is why it's absolutely essential that you know your target's traits. Knowing these traits is a fundamental part of hunting. For the Keepers of the Moon conceived of archery, they dwelt not in the city, but in the forest. For my people, hunting was a way of life. In hindsight, I suppose this was more of a lesson on hunting than of archery. The Crane knows well my past. Perhaps this was her intent. Hunting, too, is an art. Before I came to Gridania, I never gave it much thought, but the more I think of home, the more it begins to realize. Forgive me for not being given, for I am not usually given to fits of sentiment. Truly, forget I said anything. Do not forget that a hunter must recognize a prey's weakness and simply strike swiftly when the opportunity presents itself. This concludes the lesson. I suggest you pay Kane a visit. She's doubtless eager to hear from you. It's good to see you, Lions. Hope you have learned much from Lay. You adventure, is it true? Are you the one who slew the tree slugs and the vultures? How dare she entrust the security of our people to the hands of a stranger? I knew Makoti were reckless, but she's downright irresponsible. Shame on her. Is it crashing again? God damn it. Did I not warn you that it was folly to suffer that woman's presence in our guild, Crane? Every time she wastes an arrow on game, she drags our noble art back into the darkness. Aye, and this boy too. He's an embarrassment to us all. It's quite enough, Silvar. Your skills with the bow is undeniable, as is your love for your nation. Yet there is much and more you have yet to learn about archery. Lyons has matured greatly in a short time that he has been with us. You know this to be true. I suggest you come to terms with Lyons' presence here. You'll be giving him his next lesson, after all. Unless, of course, you have any objections. Good. As for you, Lyons, I'd have you devote yourself wholly to training ahead of your lessons with Silvar. Suffice to say, he will not be an easy instructor to impress. Oh, that we can agree. Before you take your leave, there is something I must tell you. You're as dedicated as a student as has ever set foot in these halls. Recognition for your fervor for learning, I hereby grant you permission to join the other guilds. Naturally, you need to obtain the express permission of the relevant guild master, but I doubt there would be refuse one such as you. In Gridania, you will find guilds representing lancers, conjurers, leatherworkers, carpenters, and botanists. You're free to seek membership in any of that pique your interest. I ask that you keep one thing in mind, though. There is merit in exploring new avenues. There's also virtue in pursuing a single discipline with one's heart. The decision is ultimately yours to make, whichever path you take, be that of the bow or no. I shall follow your progress with interest, for in you I see the makings of greatness. Oh, my gear sets. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, actually, I think that'd be a good point to stop. And I'll continue more tomorrow. Or maybe do some Final Fantasy IX. I'm not exactly sure yet.